Hey, good morning. We're back. It's Carry On. We've made it back. It's 2021 and we're back. Yes, welcome everybody. My name's Hal Walker. I'm the host. This Carry On, a show about traditional music and the people who make it. And you might say, what is traditional music? Well, traditional music comes out of cultures of people. It's passed down from generation to generation, from person to person, from grandfather to child and granddaughter. And you might ask, does traditional music still exist in 2021? And we say, yes, it still exists. It's right here. We're carrying it on. We're carrying it on to the next generation. Whatever generation you're a part of, we are so glad you're here to help carry on the amazing story of music. It's a story that goes on, and here we are carrying on. So thank you, everybody. Today, my guests, we have a very special couple as guests, multi-instrumentalists, I believe. Vivian Leva and Riley Calcagno. Shoot, I just asked them how to pronounce their names. I might have got it mixed up, but we'll talk about that in a second. Vivian and Riley both grew up in families that played old-time music. Vivian's from Lexington, Virginia, and Riley's from Seattle, Washington. And today, they are continuing a tradition. They're passing on a tradition, making it their own, and we are so grateful to have them as our special guests today. All right, Vivian and Riley, I'm going to bring you on now. Let's see, where are we? Right there. Hey,
Hello.
You guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
How's everyone doing out there?
How's everyone doing out there? We're so glad you're here. Let's have a jam session.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah,
do
we're happy
jam
to be
sessions ever in your line of work?
Yes.
You do.
Yep, we do.
It's nice that you have
Um,
each other to jam with. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, built-in jam person.
Yeah, that's great. Well, before we jump right into some of your music, just tell us the brief version of your story. Who are each of you?
Well, yeah, I'm you kind of gave some background, but I'm Vivian. I'm from Lexington, Virginia, and I grew up, both my parents are musicians, and they play traditional music, and then they also are songwriters. And I grew up going to a lot of festivals, mainly in the Southeast. And then Riley grew up in Seattle, and he also went to festivals on the West Coast. And when we were like 18, we met in Washington when we were both at the same camp, and I was there with my mom. We were teaching at a vocal camp, and he was coming with his band, the Onlys, to teach the following week. And we overlapped by a couple days and played music all night and really enjoyed it. And that was kind of it. And since then, we've been in a duo together, and we've also I've joined the Onlys, which was previously 3 people and is now 4 of us.
Wow. Well, it's a
Yeah,
wonderful
short of it.
story. When you say you grew up at festivals, does that mean like you were infants, your parents were bringing you there, and you were surrounded by the music from the very earliest age?
Yes, yeah, there's one festival, I'm sure you've heard about it, called Cliff Top, and it's in West Virginia. And I first went when my mom was pregnant with me, and I have never missed a year until COVID this summer, but it doesn't count because everyone missed it.
Right.
So,
You've been soaking up
but
those
yeah,
vibrations. You've been soaking up those vibrations, and now you can
yes.
pass them on to all of us. Well, let's listen to some music. What's this first song we're going to hear?
Yeah, this one is a fiddle tune from the playing of a fiddler named Manco Sneed from North Carolina. And this one is called Newport's Breakdown.
All right, let's jam, everybody. Here we go. Oh, that was great. I love that. I love watching your technique. You're both so relaxed. Vivian, your right hand is just it's so nice. You're not touching the guitar at all, and you're just totally relaxed. I love it.
Yeah, need a loose wrist.
Yeah, loose wrist. And Riley, you were it's just so comfortable. So do you have to practice to become a traditional musician, or does it just sort of happen organically by showing up at music festivals and fiddle festivals? Like, did you start off practicing for hours a day, or did it just sort of happen?
We might have diverging stories on that.
No, well, tell us each your story.
Viv is a natural, so she doesn't have to practice as much as I do.
It's not true. But Riley is definitely a better practicer. I think that I always struggled to practice, but I would highly recommend it. It's good. It's a good thing to do. I think it's good to have a mixture of just playing with friends, and then when you're alone, working on what you need to work on. And I mean, Riley is also plays classical violin, so I think that that probably made you have a better practice ethics than me.
Well, I don't know about that. I struggle with practicing as much as the next person, but I think for both of us, it helps to reframe practicing as just playing, and just taking a moment and exploring the music, and sometimes exploring it on your own and just having a good time doing it. So if you can kind of reframe it from.
I think with traditional music too, a lot of it is absorbing the feel. Like, you guys have spent all these years absorbing the feel of traditional music, so that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, one of the best ways to practice actually is just listening. So like, pulling up an album you like and listening to that, or
Riley, what's your background? How did it all unfold?
Yeah, I grew up in Seattle, like I think Viv mentioned, and I started going to fiddlers conventions, or they weren't called fiddlers conventions, but a festival out in Weiser, Idaho, called the National Old Time Fiddler Championship, and camping out in a dusty field there called Stickerville. Growing up, going to one called Fiddle Tunes. So my dad was playing guitar, old time music, but I also started playing classical violin after I kind of asked for a fiddle when I was 4. So yeah, I kind of grew up in both playing classical music and then and also learning fiddle tunes from him and from whoever was around. And my 2 good friends that we now play in the Onlys with, we were kind of all doing it together. So we were all learning the same tunes,
nice.
going to different festivals.
Did you have to?
Yeah, and then I went actually.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, did you have to unlearn anything from your classical training in switching over to old time playing?
Yeah, I think they because I was doing it at the same time, they sort of just, they grew at kind of the same pace, and they just were always places I could access. But I think there are definitely different sensibilities and different ways of playing. So yeah, sometimes I have to think about that for sure.
And at some point, you guys began writing your own songs. When did that begin, and how did that has that continued to this day?
Yeah, I made up songs all the time. I was I was a little later to the game of playing an instrument, and I loved singing. That was my main thing as a kid, and would sing with my parents and stuff. And the earliest song I remember writing, I was maybe 7, and I would just make stuff up around the house, and then that kind of thing. And then when I started playing guitar, then I started writing more seriously and could fully formulate a song and, you know, translate that to people. So since 7 on, I've been writing songs fairly often.
Well, let's hear one of them. Should we listen to this? You Don't See Me?
Yeah, this is a song that is gonna be out on our new record that's coming out in March, on March 12th. And this was fun. We haven't really played, I don't know if we've ever played this song live before, but we thought it'd be a fun one to try.
All right, world premiere, everybody. Take a listen. You Don't See Me. Yay. Yay. That is so good. It's such a vibe. I love it.
Thank you.
I love that right hand you got going there, Vivian. It's just so consistent, so relaxed, and so really great.
Thank you. That one I had to practice.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I love the combination of the fiddle driving behind. It's so beautiful. So apparently you guys just got out of college. Is that true?
Yeah, Riley graduated in May, and I just graduated at the end of December, so very recently.
Wow. And did you?
You're actually living in. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Oh, I was just going to say we were living in Ohio in the spring. I graduated from Oberlin. So to all you in Ohio, I miss it. And thanks for taking care of Ohio.
Yes. And did you each study music in college?
I did at first, and then decided I was studying some classical music, and then I kind of took a step back from that, and ended up just writing about music, playing a lot. And then Viv studied sociology and anthropology, so we both kind of had some academic pursuits that we're now trying to decide how to use in our life. And it was a really good time to get to read and learn like that.
And now, after college, do you have aspirations of making a living playing music, or are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, before we graduated, we were spending all of our summers and all of our breaks playing gigs.
Mm-hmm.
And, that what we were kind of making a living while in school. And now, it's a different landscape. So I think we can't predict what the future is going to be, but it would be great if we could do that. And if gigs and festivals start opening up again, then that's definitely the goal.
It is definitely a different landscape, isn't it?
Yes.
Potentially entered a whole new era of traditional music. Here we are online talking about playing traditional music. And apparently you play in an old time band, a string band. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's the band I mentioned earlier that I started when I was 7 with my good friends Sammy and Leo, and
wow,
that was and we were kind of learning whatever tunes were around at the time, putting them to 3 fiddle arrangements, and slowly we learned banjo and guitar, and kind of pivoted towards old time a little bit. And when we met Viv, she was just a natural fit in the band, and just kind of completed our old time sound. And we just recorded a record that's out on Bandcamp, and it's kind of just old time music the way that we hear it.
That is great. You're so lucky to have each other. I'm so glad you had those friends. The age of 7 starting a band. That is amazing. That is awesome. You were not a lonely 7-year-old with your two bandmates. That's excellent.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing when I first met all of them, because it more or less on the East Coast there were a lot fewer people exactly my age that were also playing. A lot of people were either a little bit older or a little bit younger than me, and we're all exactly the same age and in the same place. We're in the same place in school and everything. So it was really, I think I'm cool to meet people who were doing that.
There's actually a crazy story from that, in that kind of vein. Viv, when she was little, was on tour with her parents, who had a great duo named Jones and Leva, and she was they were in Seattle, and she had a play date as a baby with our bandmate Leo. So they kind of formed the band bond as toddlers, and then didn't see each other again until they were teenagers. So.
Well, it occurs to me that traditional music is not something you do by yourself often. Traditional music happens in community. It happens with people. So
yeah.
There's less time spent in a practice room by yourself in traditional music, and more time spent with others. Hey, let's listen to the Onlys play. What song are you guys going to play in this?
This is one called Troubles, that comes from the playing of an auto harpist named Kilby Snow.
All right.
And yeah.
Everybody enjoy the Onlys playing Troubles.
Dime. When your trouble is so deep you can't even sleep, I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine. I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine. I can line a track, I can ball a jack. I'll pick and shovel too. I can pick and shovel too. Oh Lordy me and oh Lordy mine. See when you haven't got a dime, when your trouble is so deep you can't eat or sleep. I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine. I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine. When your trouble is so deep you can't eat or sleep. I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine. I'll see you when your trouble's just like mine.
So satisfying to listen to. It's so pleasing. I'm so glad I have headphones on. Really nice. I'm a huge fan of you guys. You have such exciting lives ahead of you. You're so young and so much ahead. It's going to be awesome to find out what happens.
I'm excited to find out.
Your music is rooted in tradition. Do you find do you seek out that tradition, or do you feel like you want to expand from that tradition? How does tradition and original music fit? You know, what do you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe because I had examples of people who were so firmly rooted in the traditional scene, and then who also were very passionate about creating their own music. I think that they go really hand in hand, and I think that for at least the kind of music that I write and that my parents wrote, the traditional music is not separate from it. There's a lot of elements that are carried into our songs, and it's not like I consciously think about what that is, but it just, what you're saying of it's just like kind of in you, and you've listened to it and you've played it, and it emerges in a lot of different ways in the original music. So I think it's all connected, and it's not like, I think the great thing about traditional music is it can be connected to a lot of different genres, and you can do both.
Uh-huh. Are there other young people like you making that are excited about this kind of music? Have you found? Is there a community of people your age playing traditional music?
Yeah, it's actually, I think that's like a really exciting thing is that, and that's one of the reasons that we were so excited to meet each other when we did, is that it just feels like an epiphany when you see other people your age who are kind of doing similar things that you're doing. And there are a lot of people getting involved in this music. It's a great supportive scene, and it's really fun music to listen to and make. And I know you had Tatiana Hargraves on a little while back. She's a good friend of ours, but there's so many other people who are making this music that we've gotten to know and gotten to be close with.
Well, we have time for one more song or one more piece here. Cold Mountain. Is this a traditional piece?
Well, this is kind of an example of a combination. It is from the singing of Texas Gladden, who is she sung a lot of traditional ballads and did them completely a cappella. And we arranged this song and we wrote the chorus. So it's 90% traditional, 10% original.
All right. Here we go, Cold Mountain.
Oh, in my sleep, I think I'll find you.
Yes. Well, you guys, it's been a real treat to meet you. I hope someday I get to be in the same room with you and hear some more music.
Yeah, hopefully we get to make some. Thanks for having us, Hal, and thanks also to Laura.
So what does a young person who's just finding about traditional music do? Where do they begin? Buy a guitar, and what do you listen to first? Or where do you start to enter the world of traditional music?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird time right now, but it's also to start doing anything. But I also think that there's so many great resources that you can really enter a whole world and just figure out exactly what you like. So I would say just watching videos, and then when this pandemic is over, go to your local jam or your festival and pick up an instrument or do it now. You have probably a lot of time on your hands.
And learn a tune. Learn one tune. What's the first tune they should learn on the fiddle?
It's a good question. I teach for everyone's first tune. I teach Old Joe Clark.
Old Joe Clark.
Manageable. But there's so many good first tunes. So figure out one that you like.
Yes.
And check that one out.
Yeah.
Well, everyone,
we just go on rabbit holes. Just see, watch the video, watch the suggested videos, watch, and write down what you like and play along with it.
Yeah, playing along. That's the best thing. Just find a video you like and just pretend you're in the room.
Yes. Well, everyone, thank you. So we have a nice crowd here today. Sandra Parks, she says, wonderful to hear y'all. Hope we get to hang out. We got cut off here. Hope we get to hang out in a field this summer, she says. Yes.
I hope that too.
In a field. And Tom Ball is here saying, mighty fine. I think old time here. I'll get rid of myself. Old time music is good in good hands. Yes, we believe that. And Whiskey Meadow Spike, do you teach online? Can people take online lessons from you?
Yeah, I actually do. That's kind of the thing I'm doing the most besides playing with Viv. I teach online lessons. You can find me at virtue.academy. It's a new music teaching platform started by some Ohio folks.
Nice.
Yeah, Riley teaches fiddle and mandolin and banjo, some guitar. I don't have an official teaching thing, but if you want to learn old time guitar, you could also email me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
go to Riley and what's your website again? I just put it up on the screen.
vivianriley.com.
vivianriley.com. Hey everyone, next week we'll be visiting with Alexander Fedoriuk, a cymbalom player. I can't wait to find out what a cymbalom is, from Ukraine, who makes Cleveland his home. So every week it's so different. It's amazing the diversity of musicians we've had on here. You can binge watch all the previous shows on our Carry On YouTube channel and carryontraditionalmusic.com. Right before we sign off, I want to say a big thank you to the Northeast Ohio Musical Heritage Association for sponsoring this show. Laura Lewis, thank you so much for your producing and programming. You're doing such an awesome job. And all of you for being here, for spending your Monday morning with us. It's been a real treat to hang out with you all. And we look forward to the next time. Paul, Rebecca, Banjo Gal, everybody, thank you. And I'm going to close off by playing a little something. You guys stay online and we'll say bye in a sec. Thank you, Viv and Riley.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.